In the last video, we discussed that async first is a better way to work. But as I said this, you may have asked yourself, who in the world works this way? Let me tell you, you're in good company. Open source projects have worked asynchronously without meetings for 30 odd years or more. Most enterprise projects are not a patch on them when it comes to quality. The asynchronous work movement is also mainstream now. These are some of the pioneers and early adopters, and the movement is gaining traction every month. My company, ThoughtWorks, has recommended this approach on our tech radar. I have a few simple ideas for you to get started. They deal with culprit number 1, meetings. Let's imagine your team calendar looks like this. Step 1, clear up one predictable half of your day so it's meeting free. That way, everyone gets half their day back for deep and flexible work. Step 2, try making one day in the week meeting free. I prefer Fridays because it allows me and my team to end the week on a high. In parallel, follow basic meeting hygiene. For example, no agenda, no attender. Most meetings should have less than 8 people attending. Create the safety to decline meetings from which you don't get value or you won't add value to. And every meeting should have associated meeting notes. Number 4, try a bold step. Delete all recurring meetings. Recurring meetings are meetings that are looking for an agenda. Instead, set up focused meetings when you actually have an agenda to discuss. Once you do this, you'll probably realize that there were goals you were achieving in meetings which you need to find async alternatives for. This is where you'll find my website, asyncagile.org, handy. On this site, you'll find techniques to move away from a meeting-centric culture when implementing just about any agile practice. Use it to adapt your practices to a remote, distributed setup and to embrace an async-first mindset. And if you watch this space, follow me on LinkedIn. I have a book scheduled to be out in Q3 of 2023. I plan to call it the Async First Playbook. Let me make a case for it to you. Take a look at this graph. On the y-axis, you have market share. On the x-axis, you have time. Most innovations follow a trajectory that looks a bit like this. They gain market share rapidly, and then they plateau off as they become the norm. I believe the curve for async-first remote work will look similar. Adoption, on the other hand, usually follows a bell curve that looks roughly like this. You want to be on the left-hand side of the bell curve to be ahead of the curve. If you're on the right-hand side of the bell curve, you'll always trail the curve. So where are we on this bell? Well, the innovators, the Basecamps, the Automatics, the Doists, and the GitLabs of the world, they started this trend. They conducted the first experiments, they wrote down many learnings, and some of us have learned from these trailblazers. The early adopters really took to async remote work during the pandemic and embraced this new way of working as their default. But there's still a huge opportunity for many of us who weren't either the innovators or the early adopters. We can still be the early majority and benefit from everyone who's experienced this shift before us. You just don't want to be part of the late majority or amongst the laggards. That is where I believe my book can fit in. It'll help your company and you get ahead and stay ahead of the curve while you build software with distributed teams. And that is the value of being async first. Get ahead, stay ahead.